Thomas the Tank Engine. Phew. And poor James disappeared. Those trucks like T-level. Hurry, 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 hurrah. Remember, being patient, Thomas. Oh, thank you, sir, said Thomas. There were silly trucks. There was also a driver called Craig. There was also a Thomas. There was also a fat controller. Whoa, he always said to Thomas. There was also a Gordon. There was also a Rira. Peep, peep, peep. Thomas tried to move to help James back to the shed, but he couldn't. They left the rails. Then with 2 cranes they put the broken truck's rails. Then James back on the rails. James is off the line. James. Hello, silly trucks. Lol. 2 strange things. Fat controller. Well, Thomas. Well, Thomas, very, really useful and look what you've done so far breakfast. Look what you've done. Look what you've done so our breakfast. So our breakfast. Look what you've done breakfast. Look what you've done breakfast. What? Thomas is always late, said Thomas. At last Thomas came. Where have you been, lazy Thomas? asked Thomas. Whoa, water's nothing to a nation. What are you fat controllers doing here? Henry snorted. Go away. They're not. They are silly and so. Anyway, said Cheesy Percy, I'm not water. Said Percy, slouch. One day he whispered to the trucks, will you give me a key when we get to the bum? Driver doesn't know my plow, chuckled Percy. Percy was Percy, wee. That's enough, frantic. Said Percy. Please, sir, get me out, sir. I'm truly sorry, Ross. Nope. Yes, sir. No, don't call me, sir. Yes, no. Whoa. Well. Oh, not again, said Percy. When Thomas starts from a station, he sings, oh, come along, we're rather late. And the coaches sing, we're coming along, because they know he is the fat controller. What? Look what you've done so far breakfast. Look what you've done. Look what you've done so our breakfast. So our breakfast. Look what you've done breakfast. Look what you've done breakfast.
One morning, Thomas was being cleaned when Gordon arrived. Poo blown all over his smart blue paint. Hello, Gordon, called Thomas. You look as if you've had a poo. Be a sensible engine. Have a shower instead. Gordon snorted. I haven't time to dawdle over my appearance like fussy little tank engines do. The wind blew stronger. Phew, Gordon, you smell like poo, called his driver. This made Gordon even crosser. I'll be dirty and clean, he hissed. At the next station was a sign.
Danger, engines must not
wash down daily. James had just finished being cleaned. Come on, Gordon, said his driver. You'll feel better after a good hose down. Pah, said Gordon, and angrily pooed. You're a very naughty engine, said Gordon's driver. Now James will need another shower. You'll have to wait your turn till later.
Good,
huffed Gordon. Fart, goodness gracious, said the fat controller. Henry can't pull the train. You will have to do it. Gordon, you'd better get clean straight away. Mind my eyes, he grumbled. Then he pulled trucks for the rest of the day. He bumped them hard. That's for you, and 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 you. Trucks will be trucks, said James. They won't be me, snorted Gordon. I'll teach them. James got ready to take the express when Gordon returned. Be careful, warned Gordon. The hills are slippery and you may need help. I need help on hills. Gordon knows everything. The signals showed clear and James began to go faster. I'll do it. I'll do it, he puffed. But his wheels slipped on the leaves. He couldn't pull the train at all. Help! Help! Whistled James. His wheels were turning backwards, but the heavy coaches pulled him forward. What the whole train started slipping down the hill. His driver shut off steam and put on the brakes. Then carefully, he stopped the train. Gordon saw everything. Ha ha! Never mind, little Bangle. I'm going to push behind. Clouds of smoke and steam towered from the snorting engines. We can do it, puffed James. But his wheels slipped on the leaves. He couldn't pull the train at all. Help! At last, they reached the top. Beep, beep, thank you, goodbye, whistled James. Poop, poop, answered Gordon. Goodbye. That night, the Fat Controller came to see the engines. Please, sir, said Thomas, can Gordon pull coaches again now? If you understand that having a good washdown is essential to every engine, then yes, Gordon, you may. Thank you, grunted Gordon. The other engines...
Look what you've done so far, breakfast. Look what you've done. Look what you've done so our breakfast. So our breakfast. Look what you've done, breakfast. Look what you've done, breakfast.
Driver told me a story, said Thomas. So everyone listened. Look at his steamroller wheels, they joked. Be quiet. Don't worry, soothed Peter Sam. The engines all tease me about my special funnel until they learned how useful it is. Ha ha! Railways are no good, turn them into roads. Pull them up, turn them into roads. Railways are no good, turn them into roads. Pull them up, turn them into roads. Until one day, manager said he was going to make him useful at last, but Smudger just laughed. Why? What did he do? He turned him into a general.
Look what you've done so far, breakfast. Look what you've done. Look what you've done so our breakfast. So our breakfast. Look what you've done, breakfast. Look what you've done, breakfast.
The engines were too busy arguing to notice Thomas. James was talking loudest of all. I deserve a new coat of paint. The Fat Controller says I'm the pride of the line and...
Rubbish! Huffed Henry. We're all rubbish.
It's been like this all day, confided Percy to Thomas. James is James and won't stop boasting about it. Why, James? I'm the one who needs a new... James, look at me. I'd rather not, retorted James. You're not a pleasant sight and wouldn't understand the needs of a special needs engine. Next morning, as James was being repainted, Henry had an accident. If you can't push trucks properly, Henry, why not push James? As a matter of fact, James, the Fat Controller, is inspecting the island for trees that are too close to the line. He's worried they might cause trouble. Ha! Laughed James. If I came upon a tree,
I'd just push it aside.
Special. Soon James was showing off his... James, make way for a special needs engine. You wouldn't feel hurt if one of these trees crashed on you. Rubbish! You should be careful, James. Trees can be just as powerful as... Trees, advised Terence. Snorted James. Now excuse me, the Fat Controller needs me to pull...
pull the express.
But James was... Wrong! You must go to the yards and collect a special express. But, sir, really useful engines don't argue. I've just been repainted. Really useful engines don't argue. Can't Thomas or Percy do it? Really useful engines don't argue. So James didn't. Your face is nice, James. Pity about your colours, though. An old tree close to the track was being blown. All of a sudden, the tree moved. Ow! Later, James spoke to Thomas. Percy and Terence were right to warn me, he said. Thank you for rescuing me, Thomas. Oh, that's all right. We engines must push James whatever the weather. Just then, Edward bustled in. The Fat Controller thinks you're both special. Thomas, the Fat Controller says that tomorrow you'll pull the Special Express. And James, you must go to the yards and collect an important goods train. Yes, James. Me?
He pumped them hard.
Look what you've done to our breakfast. Look what you've done. Look what you've done to our breakfast. To our breakfast. Look what you've done, breakfast. Look what you've done, breakfast.
Rheneas is a brave little engine who enjoys working in the mountains on the island of Sodor. One day, the Fat Controller came to see Rheneas. I have a very important job for you, he boomed. You are to take some children up into the mountains. Oh, thank you, sir. You must make sure they have a wonderful time and are back in time for their tea.
Yay!
When Rheneas arrived at the station, the children and their teacher were waiting on the platform. How can I make the children's day really special? He said to Rusty. You know the mountains better than any engine, said Rusty. He felt like a very little engine indeed. The Fat Controller had told Rheneas's driver to point out all the beautiful sights along the way. This is Soda's car, called his driver. It's very special and important. Rheneas saw the castle every day. He didn't think it was special or important. I must think of something exciting to do. This is Vala, said his driver. And here's the viaduct. Rheneas was still unhappy. The trip did seem wonderful to him. Rusty was working on the Rorrier line. These lines are too bumpy and uneven, said the foreman. The tracks must be closed for repairs. Suddenly, Rheneas was on the wrong track. Oh no, this line is closed for repairs. Bust my buffers, chuffed Rheneas. Be careful, cried Rusty. The tracks are very bumpy. Rheneas whooshed down the mountain like a roller coaster. The children cheered. Rheneas steamed across the trestle bridge. He was going so fast the teacher nearly lost her hat. At last they could see the station. Rheneas was very tired and worried. What would the Fat Controller say? Phew, said the teacher, just in time for tea.
It was the best school trip ever!
Cried the children. The Fat Controller wasn't cross with Rheneas. He was happy too. You gave the children a wonderful trip. You really are a very useful engine. Oh, Thas.
Percy had been